So here with reaction and to tell us what the reality is as to what's happening with the U.S. consumer is Joe Feldman. He's senior retail analyst at Telsey Advisory Group. Good morning to you, Joe. I mean, was this about traffic? Was this about ticket? What happened?
Well, a large part of it was really about ticket. They're seeing a lot of deflationary pressure on groceries and in electronics. However, traffic was a little bit disappointing. It came in slightly negative in the fourth quarter, and we were surprised that it did come in, given how promotional they were in terms of targeting promotions to get people into the stores.
Yeah, and I'm looking at some of the notes from the conference call this morning, some of that attributed to store remodelings. How much did that factor in?
Well, that certainly had a factor. I mean, they've basically remodeled a third of the base at this point, so there were still 70% of the stores that didn't really have any impact in a major way that others did. So I think that, you know, some is just the consumer is still challenged and buying less discretionary product.
You know, this is being billed. These results are being billed as a surprise, but we did hear from Walmart over the past few months that they're cutting some jobs, they're resourcing some jobs, they're changing operations. I mean, why was that not a sign here to the street that something was going on, that perhaps Walmart saw it needed to make a change?
Well, I think the street was really focusing on the fact that they are such good operators that they were just seeing it as an evolution for them in terms of just getting more efficient and trying to streamline and reduce redundancies where possible. And I don't think people had made that leap that the sales were going to be a little bit softer than they were, especially when you heard other discounters out there at Costco, Target, others, seeing improving trends through the holiday season. You would have thought Walmart would have followed suit.
Are we still seeing those sort of frightening trends that we saw in the year past when Walmart really gained market share, where you heard that consumers were waiting until they got their paycheck before they went and actually visited the store, that they were buying the staples before they bought anything else? I mean, what are we hearing in terms of color from the company?
Yeah, I mean, clearly staples are what is selling. You know, it was still focused on basics, on grocery items, on consumable goods. Discretionary categories were not that strong. They called out apparel as being an area of weakness and an area of focus to try to help improve that and actually getting back to basics in apparel. Home, anything related to dining at home was doing well, but otherwise home was not that great. So some of those discretionary categories continue to weigh on sales for them.
So what is your outlook here for Walmart? I mean, they are billed as good operators. Can you operate and price cut your way forward here?
Well, that's the thing. I do think that they are very good operators. And look, the gross margin was up almost 100 basis points. It's about 1% over last year. And the SG&A, they controlled very well. So I think we're going to see them continue to operate the business very efficiently to drive earnings growth. Sales may be a little slower and take some time to catch up, but I think they'll still have some pretty good earnings power this year.
Okay, put this in the competitive landscape for me. I mean, we started to see signs of life from Target, whereas, you know, Walmart was the story of the depths of the recession. Who is really gaining market share here versus the behemoth of Walmart?
Well, you would think that some of the other discounters are picking up a little bit of share. I don't think Walmart's necessarily losing share. And I think Walmart is maintaining. They didn't continue to increase at the rate that they were increasing, however. Interestingly, on the call, they did not call out market share one way or the other. Internationally, they clearly said that they're gaining market share. But in the U.S., they didn't really touch on it too much.
Any news on when we're going to see that store in Russia that we've been hearing so much about for the past 2 years? When are they going to get into that market?
I'm not sure that we'll see it this year, but they are trying to get there soon.
All right. Thank you so much, Joe Feldman of Telsey Advisory Group.